Well, I will say one thing. No matter what anybody says, the main theme for this game is absolutely fantastic. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. I mean, it just feels like it fits. I don't even know. Like, what would this even go with? It feels like, I don't know. There's just like lots of little things about this music that just hits right. It just hits right. Now I have no idea how close we are to the end. For all I know, this is the end of the game. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is, oh, I should have probably, oh, look, gun. Sweet. Sweet gun. Excellent. I stand by my statement. The music in this game is fantastic. Oh, hello. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What we got going on? Alright, we're going the wrong way. You know, I don't really need to kill that guy, so... Woo! I don't need to kill him, so I'm not going to bother. I do, however, maybe want to have something with a bit more oomph when I run around. Oh, snap! What the? What? What was that? Fine. Pistols only. Here we go. Oh, come on. Took 3 deagle rounds to the face. Are you kidding me? Alright. Jeez. Oh, I already got him. Never mind. We're good. We're good. Nope. Okay, awesome. Oh, jeez. Alright, so we went from it's gay and the balls are touching. How are the balls touching? How are the balls touching already? We haven't even started. The balls can't be touching. But what has even happened here? We went from drug bust to, like, government conspiracy in the span of, like, I don't know, like... Alert! Alarm! Alarm! By the way, you jacked up my entire... No, grab! You jacked... Oh, snap! Nailed it. Got him, coach. You jacked up my entire day today. Dude, I was so tired today. I went to bed at 1 a.m. and you know how long it took me to go to bed? Crap. You know how long it took me to go to bed? I was in bed for like 3 hours. I could not sleep. I had a gun to your head, how? No, it just... That movie, again, Das Boot, and I love Das Boot, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's right, it's like a 3-hour movie. I finally fell asleep around like 4 p.m., or not 4 p.m., 4 a.m. I had to get up at 5:30. You should have been able to sleep even easier. No. Because okay, there's a certain point, like a point of no return that you cross, and I crossed that point without realizing it. Oh man, we got opposing force audio going on in here. Oh, it's on the other side of this? Okay. But no, I did not sleep easier. Alright, can't do that. Got it. Alright, so yeah, we went from... Jeez. Oh, shit! Scared the crap out of me. Where'd he go? Oh, crap. How are you not dead? You took like 3 shots to the face.
And what is your answer to those saying that he is actually providing a service long overdue to the city?
This crusade nonsense has gone too far. He's out of control. It must stop. He will be stopped.
That was Deputy Chief Jim Rivera from the New York City Police Department.
Well, I would know about shooting people in the face, because I keep doing it and they keep not dying. Also, I feel like the Matrix has me right now. M79. Hell yeah. I guess me walking up to the ammo wasn't enough. I had to actually touch it. I think it's Beretta time. What time is it? It's Beretta time. Oh crap. The Matrix has you, Negro. I don't think it does. I'm fairly certain that you're lying to me. The Matrix does not have me. As a matter of fact, the Matrix is a construct designed to get me to believe that I have no agency, and therefore making me give up my actual agency. It's like double Matrix.
A videotape lay on the desk.
It did?
Nicole Horn had blackmailed the inner circle into silence. The tape came with a curt extortion note on a piece of expensive paper.
Ooh.
I remembered Candy Dawn taping her clients in action on the side, selling the tapes to the highest
Hell
bidder.
yeah.
I was sure that kinky sex was nowhere near Alfred Woden's worst sin. But I had a feeling that when this was over, any collateral would come in handy.
Hey, man. So why would you leave that evidence just lying around? I mean, now I'm engrossed in all this
Woden had
stuff.
left me a present.
He did?
Woden had taken care of my mission preps with military precision. The critical areas in the Acer Corporation headquarters blueprints were circled in red. The president's office was at the top of the building, right below her penthouse suite.
Ooh.
The elevators were controlled by a security computer, part of the mainframe located underground below the building. The high-rise was sealed as tight as a sci-fi fortress.
And luckily for me, I could shoot my way through with enough painkillers and bullets.
Nothing seems to stop Acer Corporation's phenomenal victory march. Incredibly, the stocks are still rocketing. Worried experts already see a danger in the company's success. Some have gone as far as to say that Acer Corporation is about to become an even bigger monopoly than Microsoft ever was.
Microsoft. Oh, they had to get the jab in there. Oh, it's great. I love it. Cult Commando, Desert Eagle, painkillers. He took like 6 rounds to the freaking throat. Dude, go down. Holy crap. Jeez.
Search and destroy.
Brrr. Hello. What up, Mr. Guns and Not? Uh-oh. Is that from me? Where's that coming from? Yeah, buddy. What up, Mr. Guns and Knives? You missed movie night last night. I'm very disappointed. We watched Das Boot. Das Boot. Alright, where am I going? Oh, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Oh, snap. Wow, I forgot to save a while ago. That's not good. That's not good at all. Alright. I got it. Hold on, I got this. Oh, I got him. Are you messing with me? No, we watched Das Boot last night. Got him. I'm very sad you weren't there.
And what is your answer to those saying
All
that he's
3
actually
hours of
providing
it. No, I'm kidding. You were there. I'm teasing you. Director's cut in German. What's the difference between the director's cut and the regular cut? I don't even know. It's been so long. I'm kidding. I'm kidding because of that. I'm just. Where were you? He was there. He was there quietly. I'm messing with him because I think it's funny. He was sitting in apps. I was thinking, was he drunk last night? No. Don't get me wrong though. I didn't realize how late it was, or how tired I was, and how little I could actually, or how much sleep I did not get.
A video.
We already did
Lay on
this.
the desk.
1 a.m. Yeah, no.
Left me a present.
Yep, 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Dude, I was dying all day today. I was like, dude, no. I don't know the specific differences, but the theatrical's 2.5 hours. So we added an hour in there. Jeez. Oh, okay, that's fine. I guess I'll miss every shot. It's fine. Who needs accuracy when you have just bullet spam? Jeez. That was a long movie, that's all I know. Alright, now where's the... There it is. I think this is it. Yep, this is it. Maybe it's gonna be nice an hour earlier, then they'll...
Go, go, go! Search and destroy.
Damn it, you still got me. You still shot me, jeez. Let's see what's down here. Is there anything good down here?
The best movie ending ever? Oh, gotta be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. A hero's end, going out with guns blazing.
Well, I missed. What a waste. There's gotta be some good stuff down here. Like painkillers. Maybe something didn't know when they're extra long. I mean, I didn't anticipate them being 3.5 hours long. Conference, reception, security, library, trade, administration, finance, library. Alright. There's gotta be something good down here. Come on. There's gotta be something good down here. There has to be. It's here. It exists. Therefore, it must be good. Hell yeah, that's actually a good movie. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I've never seen it. Alright, I seem to have found the solution to my problem. Hell yeah. Oof, okay, so... Okay, so I can't do that. Oh, I can't believe I did that to myself. I'm just gonna run it, who cares? What's it about? I don't even know what it's about. Dude! Go, thank you. Finally, you go down. Woo! Save me the effort. Thank you. You know, I'm starting to remember the days whenever I used to memorize where bad guys were in a video game, just because it made it easier. Where I would be reflexively responding to things before they happen. Did y'all have the song "It's a Long Way to Tipperary"? Oh, first off, I have that song stuck in my head a lot. Not because I like it, it's actually the opposite, because I don't like it.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, engaging hostile. Here we go. Come on. Whoa! How? I literally fired a jackhammer shotgun into you like a dozen times. Oh, I got him. Okay, cool. It's a frustrating song, though. It's okay. The one thing that I see, Das Boot is such a well-shot movie. It is a very good movie. It is an excellent movie. It is equal parts suspense, horror, and at the very end, you think that it's over. And even if, like, you know, they're obviously not hardcore Nazis, like, by the end of it, they're just like, look, we just want to survive. And you just want them to live, and it's like, nope. Like, after all that, like, most of the crew is dead. And I would argue that it's like, what's the point of this? And the answer is that in this response, almost nothing.
The best movie ending ever? Huh, gotta be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance. Yo! Yo! Yo!
Ooh. I mean, it's not like the movie is pointless. It's just that, you know, what did they sacrifice all that stuff for? And the answer is not much. Damn it, he got me. You know, they went through all that stuff just to get blown away at the very end. And like and again, it's the captain losing everything at the end. All right, let's do this. Hell yeah. It's a long way to... Oh, hello. Oh, okay, we're done. Alright, I thought we were going up, not down. I thought there'd be cool stuff down here.
Revenge. Those dreams were always nightmares, of coming close and then failing. Now I was close. I had a name to guide me. Nicole Horn. I had nothing to lose.
That's right. I had nothing to lose. Oh, snap! Except all the bullets I'm going to be shooting at these guys.
The Inner Circle had quite a track record. Project Valhalla had not been the only thing the Inner Circle had been involved in. There were rows of cabinets full of files.
Jeez.
The Serpentine Secret Society went back a long way, always pulling strings from the shadows. I couldn't say I was sorry. Woden's move in some Byzantine power game had cut the Circle's membership roster to 1. The old man wanted me on cleanup duty. It was my mess, too.
That's interesting. So, they've woven a story where I am essentially cleaning up all the loose ends. And it all starts with them killing his family. Or my family, I guess, in this game. Which is actually rather interesting, because, I mean, it's a very good way to tell a story. It's very, very, not noir, but it's, yeah, no, I'd say noir. Very, very detective-y. Like, very 1920s detective-y. Like, you've been manipulated into doing all the dirty work. It's very much a, oh, hello. Are we, alright. Is there something I'm looking for, or something? Maybe? And they've all but lost the war. Well, they don't know that, right? They don't know that at the end. They only figure it out. Actually, they don't even figure that out, because they're not around long enough to figure that out. They just know they're under attack, which is not the situation it was when they first left. It's an interesting movie. I can't say they knew they were losing, but at the end of the movie, whenever they actually are sitting there, it's like the boat essentially is their home, and their home is gone. Which is the whole. I think it was a very big point of the movie, is that the fact that their boat was their actual home, and that home was lost. As soon as they got off that boat, their home was gone. Okay, I'm missing something obvious. Well, their base gets bombed. It's not a good sign if your side is doing well. No. But I mean, I'm just talking about thematically. The base Germany. That was not home. The boat was home. Even if it wasn't at the very beginning, that's what it is by the end. And so, you know, the captain, or like the guy who guided them through all of that, the actual leader, the person that mattered, you know, his death and the death of the boat is the death of home. You know, because remember, so again, thematically, he is the father figure, right? And all those new recruits, although they are, I will say, adult men by the end. Oh, there we go. They are green when this starts, right? So he is the father figure leading them up. But whenever they lose them, the home is gone. There is no home to come back to. There is nothing left. And so it is thematically something that... one second. It's hard to do shooters and do freaking, you know, analysis at the same time. Go down. Thank you. But yeah, no, like by the end of the movie, because they lose the father figure and the actual boat that they've been sitting under, the boat that has kept them alive through everything they've been under, even whenever, like, it doesn't make sense. You know, because again, you also have the idea that the nation is supposed to partly protect you as well. It's when we... Oh crap! Ooh, free medicine. When he was watching his U-boat sink, I was imagining he was thinking how captains are supposed to go down with their ship. Well, he did, right? I was more just thinking that it was home, right? Because you know, Germany, fatherland, right? And the fact that he has to worry about a bunch of green kids. The kids are grown now. Oh, snap. But notice all the veterans die. Every last veteran dies. Anybody who's not considered green is dead by the end of the movie. So there's a lot of little things that are going on there that make me think there's more to the story than just, you know, oh, this is just a simple one-to-one comparison. I think there's a lot of symbolism going on in that movie that really, it's not important to notice, but if you do notice, it kind of has a different impact. Like I said, the biggest one being the fact that, oh snap! Oh, please don't run up on me, please don't run up on me. Oh snap! Go down! Down them both. Hell yeah. When he's watching that boat go down, again, that was their home for years, right? That was their home. And with that sinking of the boat, that was kind of like watching their... Fury is another World War II movie with some of the themes story-wise. I didn't like Fury as much. Fury is not about men that are trying to get home, per se. It's about people that gave up. They've given up living. They've given up on a lot of different stuff. So it doesn't hit the same way, in my opinion. It's not a bad action movie, but it's almost kind of like it's an emptiness that I think is very modern in those movies, and I don't really like it that much. It's not terrible. It's fun if you're watching it just for kind of like, you know, a candy movie, but it's not a movie that I would consider to be a good war movie. Das Boot is a good war movie. I would say that in Fury, they're all ready to die. They've already been dead. That would be kind of the point that I always got from watching Fury, and I never really liked it because it doesn't really go with the general theme of a lot of other you know, war movies, right? Nobody, you know, there's the idea of like, hey, you can never leave a battlefield, and that's fine, But they went a little bit further and said, no, we don't want to leave and we want to die here. And that was kind of my frustration with that movie, was that, yeah, they let the kid live, but it's like, no, every other man there is condemned. The characters in Fury probably wouldn't transition back into society if they had survived the war. Yeah, they would. Because, again, like, they're trying to apply a theme that they never really play. They don't play with it enough to do that. Like, in the entire movie Das Boot, like, if we're gonna comparison Das Boot to this, Das Boot's entire theme, the entire time, is the captain essentially trying to keep these kids away from the darkest side of the war. He's doing his job, but he's also trying to spare them from a lot of the pain and the heartache and the fear and the terror, even though there are moments where he can't, right? He's trying to do what's best for the nation, and he's trying to do what's best for the people. And even he has a bit of a growth moment where he has to figure out, like, which is more important. Ultimately coming down to the side of it's better for us to do what's best for the crew than it is for the country. But again, I don't think they did an amazingly good job at that. But the themes in that were still one that is, their nation is no longer the country. Their nation is the boat. And then inside that boat are all the member states of it, essentially. And in that movie, you have all the father figures, you got all the leaders, all the people that know what's coming. They don't know that they're dead men yet, but they're willing to die for it. Most of the leadership on the boat die. And it's just kind of a symbol of what that takes and what happens in war, you know. The young men are left, or some of them are, but the old men are the ones that are going to die. So, like, fathers don't get to outlive their sons and whatnot. There's lots of little stuff, and they do it really well. And in a way that, like, I would probably have to break it down when I'm not doing this in order to really go through it. Because it is a very... It's a pretty deep movie if you really start looking at the themes of the movie. It's one of the reasons why that movie has stuck with me for as long as it has. It's not a movie I watch very often. As a matter of fact, sometimes I even forget about it. But I never quite fully get rid of it. And I'll revisit it every now and again. Fury does I would say a bastardization of that. They do a terrible job of actually putting that in their movie. They try to, a little bit, I'll agree to that. Sounds like in Master Commander, Russell Crowe plays a ship captain and he tells his crew their ship is England before they go into battle with a French ship. Exactly. Like, but that's kind of the point, though, right? That little floating boat is England. For all intents and purposes, that's England to them, because that's the only England they're going to know for a long time. And so they better get really comfortable with that idea really fast. But that's true. I mean, but it is true. While you're there, like that is your home. That is your nation. And while you're floating in it, your job is to defend it and do what it needs to be done. I would agree with that entirely. But yeah, no, Fury is the lobotomized, I would say lobotomized modern day version of what Das Boot did 1,000 times better back in the day. And there's even a TV show of Das Boot. And I was somewhat interested in watching it. But I have to find a way to watch it, though. I'm interested to see what they do with it. But apparently they're trying to be... what's the word? They're trying to be true to the actual movie. Or, yeah, the movie. And again, there's even a book, you know, Das Boot is based off a book. I would like to read the book.
FBI, you've seen one, you've seen them all. Sure.
Ow. But no, I didn't like Fury because the whole premise of the movie is that the Americans that are in there are heartless, and they just want to, you know, they're basically kind of like the Inglourious Bastards, but Inglourious Bastards had a bit of a tongue-in-cheek kind of feel to it, where it's like, yeah, kill all the Nazis, but we all knew what that was. It was kill all the Nazis because Nazis bad.
Take him down. Shoot to kill. Let's finish this.
Yeah, let's finish this. Hello. Oh, snap. Stop. Well, that didn't take very long. But I didn't like Fury because Fury, they did have that kind of a feel to it. But it just failed to do all the stuff that Das Boot did better. That's all it really did. It's hard to feel like there's that fatherly figure whenever the fatherly figure is just essentially a narcissist who hates himself as much as he hates everyone else around him. And it just kind of goes to show that whenever he's refusing to abandon the tank for the benefit of the crew. Even in Das Boot, like at the very end, whenever they're breaking through the Strait of Gibraltar, his first order, once they realize they can move, is get ready to abandon the boat. It's not worth everybody else. Whereas he says, no, we're willing to die here. I'm going to die for this place. Now, granted, I understand that it's like, oh, but there's this huge battalion coming and they do their final last stand. But the general tone of the movie is one where he hates himself.
Mine wasn't the most original approach to the problem. It wasn't as if it hadn't all been done before. An eye for an eye, the first principle of revenge. Old as dirt, still going strong. The cardinal rule in going after someone with an intention to kill was not to make it personal, which it almost always ended up being anyway. It did with me.
Contradictions. Paradoxes.
I took my time, cruising around the city in the snow. There was no hurry. I knew what I had to do now. I took my time, thinking about it, building up the rage. When I was ready, I parked the stolen wheels at the front entrance of the Acer Corporation headquarters. Got out, got in, got cracking. I had a bullet with Nicole Horn's name on it. I had 10,000 bullets with the Hag's name on them. She had ultra-high-tech security systems, enough mercenaries and weaponry to start World War III. There was no fear. New York disappeared behind a veil of snow. I had crossed the threshold. This was her domain, sleek and sexy and soulless. All glass and steel. A place of color-coded security key cards, metal detectors, and surveillance systems.
Oh, I don't start off on the top floor? Ridiculous. But this is where the game starts.
Walk-in fridge. Cold as a gun.
Have you ever seen Patton? It's one of my favorite World War II movies. I love Patton. It's been a while since I've seen it, though. Why are these guys dressed like the Red Guard? Oh, that didn't last long. Oh, jeez, come on, man. I have seen Patton. As a matter of fact, I was trying to find a book on Patton, like where I could read some of his letters. I think Patton was murdered. I think Patton was correct in his assessment about Russia. I think that Patton, due to a lot of communist infiltration of the State Department and things like that, they set him up to be killed and set it up to where once it was done, people wouldn't care. I mean, obviously, you can't, kill that man without some repercussions. But I think that deep down, they wanted to get rid of him. And so I think the U.S. government essentially set him up to die and covered it up. Not like, in the sense that they were involved in the murder, but they didn't want anyone else to really know about the murder. I think That's why whenever they were actually interviewing the soldiers that killed him, sorry, not killed him, accidentally crashed into him, they staged the car crash. I wouldn't say staged. It's just weird that, if I'm not mistaken, the two men that crashed into him, upon finding out that they had crashed into him, were laughing and smiling the entire time. And when they went home, they got very cushy jobs, if I'm not mistaken. Though I'd have to go back and relook at my sources and whatnot, because it's been a while. But I want to say that there was a lot of weird stuff that happened around that. It just seems weird that he would end up in a car accident, and the people that killed him were also people that were involved in communist, I think, was it either communist sympathizers, were not part of the right... There was a couple different things that point to there was something very fishy about that. And I want to say that either they were like communist sympathizers in some capacity, or they were, let's see, come on, where are you? Jeez, okay, alright, I don't know how I'm going to get past that. Jeez, what was it? They were communist sympathizers, they were in the wrong unit at the time, so they were actually not where they were supposed to be, so they were dereliction of duty. I don't even think they were supposed to be in that part of the country. Like, they weren't supposed to be there. And that's the part where I go, there's something swirly about this. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with it. And there was a bunch of things that just stunk to high heaven. So I'm convinced that it was either the... Because at the time, the State Department was definitely infiltrated by communists. Like, that is a provable fact. But I would not put it past people to have looked the other way for a bribe. Those guys to have gotten paid a lot of money because Patton was basically calling for war with Russia. And he would have been in line for presidency had he probably wanted to do that. 100%, if he wanted to be president, he could have been. He was the general that saved the United States front. Like, he is not just some random dude. He is the general that managed to, well, very popular, very right-wing, very pro-United States, and very anti-Russia. So yes, I think that he was killed. He wanted to use the atom bomb on the Russians. Well, I mean, they wanted to use the atom bomb on lots of people. To be perfectly fair, they wanted to use that on everybody. Oh, what? You get to have it, but I can't kill you guys? Jeez, okay, I have no idea how to get past this. But yeah, no, I mean, everybody wanted to use the atom bomb on somebody. I mean, that was... Oh, snap! He wanted to fight them back into Russia, which I agree with. No, he wanted to do more than that. He wanted to overthrow Russia. He wanted to overthrow Moscow. He wanted to drive and undo Russia. Which he would have been correct to do. I think that would have been the smarter play in the long run. Jeez, okay. Damn it. Churchill wanted to fight the Russians too, didn't he? I don't think so. If he did, I'm not aware of it. Damn it. Dude. I'm not aware of Churchill wanting to fight the Russians. I know there's a couple of generals that want, like, American generals that wanted to do that. Jeez. Man, like, I have no idea how I'm going to get past this. I think this is just designed to be filler now because holy crap. Good lord. Is there something I'm missing? Is it like an, you know, an obvious thing I'm supposed to shoot? Jeez. Oh yeah, I'm not aware of Churchill wanting to fight the Russians. I don't think that he would have had the capacity to do anything about them. Because I mean, you know, like the Japanese were essentially bled white; they were done. The British were not much better. The French were not much better. The Germans definitely were gone. I mean, there was no one really left to fight the Russians, and the Russians weren't exactly like in a great place either. I don't support invading into Russia. That land is cursed. It's another one of those graveyard empires type places. Napoleon couldn't do it. 3 million Germans couldn't do it. Fuck invading that place. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't think that invading Russia is impossible. But you have to do it with the understanding that you can't go in there fighting like you do everybody else. Because you're right, that place is a nightmare. But that's also its #1 benefit. It's a nightmare. But again, like that's kind of the point, right? And without the United States basically giving them and building them their own stuff, the Russians would have a problem. The Russians couldn't actually afford to supply most of their own men. Which is why the Americans had to give them a bunch of rifles. Jeez. Is he dead? Thank you. Alright, save that. Good lord. But you're not wrong. That place is cursed. I think that Russia is just a very cold, hard place. I think that the Soviet Union did a ton of damage to that. I think the Soviet Union just did a load of damage to the Russian people. Something that they still haven't gotten over. It is just absolutely. It just shows you how damaging communism is. Wow. Okay. Cool. It really just shows how awful communism is to people. Like, it ripped the soul out of the Russians. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the Tsar wasn't amazingly better, but communism that replaced it was just so evil. It's just. It is hard to describe how evil communism was for the Russians. And the fact that even now, like, yeah, they don't have quote unquote communism now, but they still have authoritarianism, and it's just it has just done something to the Russian people in a way that is hard to really describe. You know, they used to be a very thriving and artistic people, and now look at them. Their major works of literature and art are depressing as hell. Like, they're most known for, like, you know, like Dostoevsky and things like that are not known for being, you know, happy. Not that the Russians in general were happy, but still. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Russian soldiers were stealing toilets and washing machines in Ukraine in our own time. Yeah, no. But even then, like, look at the former Soviet bloc. I don't know of any former Soviet bloc nation that's doing well except for Poland. And that is because Poland was like, get me the hell out of this. You know, they so much hated the Russians. They did not believe in the idea of communism. Maybe at a time they did, but they were quickly disillusioned of that. And I'm sure there's definitely going to be a religious element to that too. Dude, go down. But yeah, no, it's not something I'm horrendously familiar with. I mean, I'm not. Poland is one of my favorite European countries today. Well, in reality, aside from the fact that they led they essentially, without meaning to, led the dissolving of the Soviet Union, I cannot say that I am very knowledgeable on their history. That and the fact that every single time I see an ad for Poland, every single girl is hot as hell. That's what I know. But I also know that Poland is fighting with its progressive groups to, well, to try and avoid bringing into Poland what the rest of Europe has brought in. The progressives desperately want to bring in mass immigration into Poland. Oh, snap. They don't allow Muslim migrants into their country. They're pro-Catholicism. See, I'm not even a fan of Catholicism. Progressivism should be an executable offense. I mean, it should definitely be a gauge into... I think progressivism is the atheist version of religion. It is an atheist religion. And to be perfectly fair, I mean, I think a lot of... oh, thank you. Free explosives. I think a lot of religions, especially Christianity, has succumbed to this, and I think Muslims, by default, share a lot of similarities of the two, just not all the crazy, like, gender stuff. And I think that in general, like, I mean, this is why you have the resurgence on the right, the traditionalism. You have a war between atheist progressivism... Oh, snap! Atheist progressivism and Christian traditionalism. And the question is, even if the Christian traditionalism works, you have to be kind of on your guard, because historically, like, let's just look at what the Jews did, right? So historically, if you want to look at what happened to the Jews, they have their promised land, and they turn away from God. God abandons them. And they're like, no, this is the promised land. Nothing will ever take it from us because God is with us. God is with us because he gave it to us. And God's like, yeah, I also said I'd take it away from you if you turned away from me. And they turned away. They then would later come back to it and go, no, God is with us. And even literally in their own holy book, it never says that God goes back into the Holy Land. He never comes back. He says that he would if they followed his laws, and they never do. Instead, they create what they call the Pharisaical order, or who we would eventually come to know as the Pharisees. That's who they bring in. And like, no, we will follow God's law to the point of that. That's what Christian traditionalism is running into right now, is the danger of that. And this is where Christian nationalism comes in. I think Christian nationalism won't really gain much traction. I think that you'd have to have... Because Christian nationalism is just... Ugh. Oh, hello. Oh, dear. They try to outsmart God's laws. They go against the spirit of God's laws. Well, that too, but it's more than that. Oh, okay, fine. I should have seen that coming a mile away. But it's not even trying to outsmart him. It's like, damn it. The whole point of the Pharisaical order was that they said, look, not following God's laws is what led to this. This gives the Resident Evil flag. Yeah, I've never played Resident Evil, so it's on the list. So the Pharisaical order was designed to not do what they originally did, right? They learned a lesson. They did. They learned a lesson after they came back to the Holy Land. They did. That lesson was, God said follow his laws. So we will make sure none of us ever breaks that law ever again. And that's kind of what their job was. And to be fair, for a time, it worked. No, the movie Resident Evil, the first movie. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, dear. Also a fun movie. Fun movie. But that's what the Pharisaical order was to try and get people to... instead of following the spirit of God's laws, like you said, they could follow the letter of the law, and they'd make a bunch of laws surrounding it so that you wouldn't get near it, you know? It's the idea of, look, if we don't exactly know where that line is, just don't get near it, right? We're going to make all these different rules. And then, of course, over time, it turns into something else.
Mona, Looking good.
Max, we gotta stop meeting like that.
Just shoot her.
It will be a cold day in hell before I let a narc cop stop me. Miss Sachs, do your job.
Relax, Max. You're a nice guy. I don't kill nice guys.
You're not bad yourself.
It was different when Horn wanted Punchinello dead. To cut her ties to the Mafia. He deserved to die.
The same goes with her. She's the bad guy here. Her sister was whispering to her in my favor. I knew the appetites of ghosts intimately. They hungered for revenge.
No!
A gunshot boomed and she fell down in slow motion. She was a nice girl. Not really a stone-cold killer. And now she was stone-cold dead. Like religious fanatics or loyal samurai, Horn's private army was coming at me.
Contact.
What? Got him, coach.
When the elevator came back down, Mona was gone. There was a lot of blood, but no body. Something clicked for the final time. My mind had never been so clear, as if somewhere high above the storm clouds were already gone, cold stars blazing from the black skies.
Here we go. Is this it? Is this the end? Oh, crap. Really? What? Anyway. I forgot exactly what the point of this whole thing was, but... Okay, apparently that didn't work. I didn't like that. But no, I mean, I think that in general, this will be an interesting thing to see. I don't know what's going to happen. My gut says... what am I supposed to do here? I can't dodge them, so what am I supposed to do? Shoot them? Shit. There we go. Alright, all clear. Blow them up. I thought I was supposed to, like, dodge them, you know? They came up with a whole bunch of bullshit to get around the resting on the Sabbath day. God just wants y'all to have at least one day off from working. Spend it how you want. Don't shun or execute people for getting water out of a well or something. See, that's stuff that happens later. That is the late Pharisaical order.
And I'm talking about the coolest of the cool.
So, what you're describing is the late Pharisaical order.
I'm talking about. And all the cool action.
And that's the one we all think of, right? That's the one where you have the... Those are the ones that go like, oh no, we can put a wire up around our houses and now this is all our property and therefore we can outsmart... That's where that comes from. That is not what traditionally the Pharisaical order was for. It was the original Pharisees were... They may not be much better, but that was not what their original intention was. Nor was that how they acted. They were genuinely strong believers in Yahweh, and they very desperately wanted to make sure that this time they would be able to keep their land. The problem was that, you know, they had I guess the heart for it, but they went about it the wrong way, which was, look, if we just keep adding laws, we can just make it to where we won't get near sin at all. And then later on what you have is you got people that will then later reinterpret those laws. That's what I was talking about when I said they try to outsmart God. I mean,
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security lock.
I'm not sure I would call it outsmarting God. That's eventually probably what we would come down to recognize it as. But that's not what it was originally.
What the hell?
The original group would be very different.
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to...
Oh, why did I jump out here? That was stupid. But yeah, no, like the idea that they can walk around and pretend like was it a New York suburb is their home, and it's this is like you can only walk so far in your home property. Your home property is everything that's like marked off as yours. Okay, therefore I'm gonna mark off like this entire street. It's mine. It that kind of crap is like, yeah, no. And by the way, for anybody who's Jewish that may watch this, just remember, God's gonna actually, by your own standards, like by your own book, God's going to judge you based on how well you follow your own laws too. By the way, well, they can't literally also work out, but they try to with legalese. Yeah.
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security locks and get to her office.
Damn, dude, that's a not great place to be.
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security locks
I'm
and
just
get to her
saying.
office.
Damn, dude. Alright. Just see them get that a fucking great song. I love Johnny Cash. God's gonna cut you down.
Access to the mainframe.
Jeez!
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be...
I cannot do anything where I'm
I had
standing.
Elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security locks and get to her office.
Damn it! I'm not familiar with that specific Johnny Cash song.
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security locks and get to her office.
Come on. Okay.
I had elevator access to the mainframe. From there, I'd be able to override the security locks and get to her office.
Jeez! Go down! Yikes. Not a lot of cover in there. Alright, now that I've burned up all my extra health, let's go see what else we can find. Oh, hello. What am I supposed to do about this?
The unmarked chopper was Horn's pet guardian, inhuman and flawless. It was stalking me.
I've hurt myself today with my big shotgun man. Oh, okay. I focus on the train because it crushed my leg. And I can see it all. My empire of hurt. I'm gonna get cut down. I can feel the dirt. It's a song from American V. It's 2000 American 5.
Horn's pet guardian,
It's 2006
inhuman
album.
and flawless. It was stalking.
Ah! Ooh! Damn you! Don't you love the sound of a 50... I linked it in Discord. Don't you love the sound of that 56K modem? Damn it. Dude, pick a lane! Thank you. That's not a modem, that's all the hard drive sound. Hey, man. I approve, regardless. Got him, coach! I heard you. You tried to come up behind me, but no, I know. Oh, snap! I know what that sounds like. Jeez. Tell the Rambler, the Gambler, the Backbiter. Got him, coach. Nailed him. Didn't stand a chance. Ugh. Now, if only I could find some painkillers to go with all these bullets that are stuck in my chest. What am I doing here again? Right, shooting things, blowing things up. Press E to win!
All Horn's locks were now offline. All bets were off. The elevator.
Well, that was useful. Anywho. Yeah, no, after that lovely history lesson that nobody actually cared about. I hope that we all learned something today.
Offline. All bets were off. The elevator would take me all the way up.
I'm sure I won't get shot at a lot. Whee! Please, helicopter, leave me alone. As sure as God made black and white, that's what's done in the dark will be brought into the light. I mean, that goes for everybody.
Seen from this height, the night seemed to stretch on to eternity. A hint of desperation had crept into the snowstorm, as if it was trying to get it all out before the end.
How luxurious of a penthouse. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh, he actually got me on that one. I'm gonna have to shoot that helicopter eventually. I already know it's coming. Got him, coach.
Horn's personal computer was on. Next to the printer was a neat stack of expensive paper. Hacking through Horn's computer would have unearthed files of criminal plans, strategies for world domination, spy helicopter reports, illegal wiretap recordings, internet porno, all of the above. Take your pick. I really didn't care anymore. I had seen too much of it already.
Wow. Just, no, I could have more incriminating evidence. Or I could just say, nope, I'm not here to do that anymore. I'm not a cop anymore. Time to shoot some people. I mean, that's fair.
Valkyr had been meant to be a white-winged maiden that would lift you to a warrior's heaven, but it turned out to be a one-way demon ride to hell. The devil was in the drug. I knew. I had met him. And now I was gonna kill her. The queen of the underworld who had tried to lift herself a bit closer to heaven with her drug money. No begging, no bribes. She knew better. Honor among killers. We who were about to die, Both of us knew how this would end, in pain and suffering.
All this because your wife stuck her nose into things that were none of her business.
The cops were coming to take me away. The sirens were like a bad conscience I couldn't shake.
It's ridiculous you've made it this far. You won't be alive when they get here.
Stop him!
Lady, neither will you. You go through this game like Neo, like you're Neo in the Matrix. I mean, I would look.
Get us back up now.
Max Payne, this is futile. A waste of time.
Oh crap.
The deaths of your wife and daughter were necessary. Inevitable. It is done. You cannot bring them back. Nothing you do will make it any better.
I can't hear you over the sound of helicopter. Close the shutters! What shutters? Where? There's no shutters to close. Oh, damn it. Oh, there we go. Ow. Ooh.
The elevator lobby. Get us back up now.
That's the only green button I have.
This is futile. A waste of time. The deaths of your wife and daughter were necessary. Inevitable. It is done. You cannot.
Why do they even have these shutters? You opened the shutters again. Why? I didn't open the shutters. I tried to close them. I didn't open the shutters. Okay, apparently that's okay. All right, cool. Green button, pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever. Woo! There we go.
The elevator lobby. Get us back up now.
See, I try. Look,
Max Payne. This is futile.
I'm not opening them. See,
The deaths
the
of your
video
wife
game does it. The level requires it. I just don't know how. I don't know what to do with it.
done. You cannot bring them back. Nothing you do will make it any better.
I keep pushing the green buttons. Nothing happens. See? Ah! Damn it. Oops. Woo! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there we go. Well, you're just going to figure it out. You're just going to have to figure out what it wants. What's its motivation? How did that guy survive a shotgun round? Or an explosive round? What's its motivation? It's a friggin' rock! What other motivation does it have? It doesn't have any motivation!
A waste of time. The deaths of your wife and daughter were necessary. Inevitable. It is done. You cannot bring them back. Nothing you do will make it any better.
That's not gonna work. Huh. Alright. Well. Oh, okay, that's it. I just needed to survive long enough for him to just burn a bunch of ammo and do absolutely nothing. That was the answer.
Max Payne, you are fighting a losing battle.
Yes, I am.
Survive this, you will die.
Probably.
Stop fighting. Make it easy for yourself.
Ooh. Hell yeah. I don't want to die here. This place is boring and it sucks. I mean, who wants to die in a corporate office? Even one that's full of evil people that, like, have at least cool guns and stuff. Nobody wants to die in an office. Hello. Ow. Like, name the loser who wants to die in an office. Wow. Can you just get the grenade launcher on the chopper? I mean, not from where I'm sitting. The glass stops that. Do 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 do. All right. Ah, yes, of course. Let's jump up. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Alright, so that didn't like that either. Alright, cool. Next. Next idea. Alright, next. It's the only real gun I have that can fight against it with, so. Ooh! I missed. I really hope that I actually can take that down because holy crap. So what's Smith's dead counting now? I've lost count.
You are up against an unbeatable force. You have already lost. You have lost. Only death will set you free from your pain. Accept it.
Only death will set you free. You sound like a goth girl from the 90s. It was point blank range. Yes, it was, and I still lost. Go down! Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Take me home. Got them both, coach. My God. Oh, snap! Alright. Let's go pick up all the guns and ammunition that I left lying around over here. Jared, why are you surprised? Have you met me? I burned through ammo and lives like... Boom! Okay, cool. That's cool. Just, I mean, it's fine. You know what? Yes, but still. I'm glad that explosives don't hurt anybody. It'd be terrible if they did. Fine! Fine! Snap! So you guys watched the new War of the Worlds movie this Sunday? I had great things about it. Well, I don't know. What are we watching this Sunday? I think we're watching a U-571, I think. Do. Nope. Alright, so what was the point of all this? Fuck you, no, we're watching Magnum. Oh, it's right, Magnum Force. That's right. That's right. You told me that, but you told me that at 1 a.m. So I was like, I forget. What are we watching? Do 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 do. Oh! Ow! I am gonna die. No, son of a... Oh! How? Really? There we go. Oh, what the hell? How do you eat that? I don't understand. Got him, coach! Alright. I now have figured out what you're supposed to do with the slow-mo button. That movie was a shit idea from the go. The fact that someone put a budget to it should have gotten them blacklisted. Hey, man. They had that one movie with Willow Smith. I mean, I think if they can do that and make money... Or, not make money. If they can do that for money, I think they can do anything for money. But I think those days are coming to an end anyway, so who cares?
What do you mean he's unstoppable? You are superior to him in every way that counts. You are better trained, better equipped. You have 20 to 1. Do your job.
You can try to do your job. I'm gonna stop you from... Dude, it was Ice Cube sitting in front of a computer. It is nothing but video clips and bullshit hacking screens. For War of the Worlds? That doesn't sound like War of the Worlds. This is like a terrible War of the Worlds. Oh, snap! Okay, they got me on that one. That sounds pretty bad.
What do you mean he's unstoppable? You are superior to him in every way that counts. You are better trained, better equipped. You outnumber him at least 20 to 1. Do your job.
Ooh, yeah! Get some! It was awful. It has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes until some asshole cucked for it. What do you mean it's thrilling action, realistic hacking sequences? Oh, do they have like the DOS hacking modes? Those are my favorite hacking sequences. There we go. And who's left? I'm waiting for somebody to like drop like that. I'm waiting for that. My favorite hacking you see sequences are the ones where nothing changes on the screen and they're just jamming on keys like Billy Joel in front of a piano. Look, hacking is like 4 buttons. I need to spam something over and over and over again. What is it? What do you want, boy? Come on, what do you want to tell me, boy? I'm pressing E. What do you want to tell me? Oh, there's a button right here. Wow, and she's got a hooker room. Hacking is not Helldivers. Yes, it is.
Attempting to land now. It's gonna be tricky.
Clicking on keyboard intensely while wearing a hoodie in a dark room. I'm in. That's right. Control Alt Delete Enter. Fine. Okay, she got away, didn't she?
She's on board. We're out of here as soon as the wind dies down. Don't
Oh, snap! Whoa! Suck my dick! You're so bad. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not used to all these fancy video games, okay? All my video games like, oh, you need to, there's the yellow paint. The yellow paint will tell you where to go. The yellow paint is your friend. I always wish they made the sequels with Tom Cruise War of the World movie, but with new characters, like new locations, new story, connected to the character of the first movie. Just new people trying to survive. I wish they had made a sequel to Battle San Francisco or Battle LA or whatever.
Roger that. Attempting to land now. It's gonna be tricky. She's on board. We're out of here as soon as the wind dies down. Don't like the look of that mast.
Oh, come on! You send people in there with, like, machine guns and freaking M79s? Are you insane? Battle Los Angeles deserved a sequel too. I agree. I mean, even if they were small, little, little budget sequels, they should have. There should have been more to those. Those are pretty cool looking. I mean, the fact that you had Harvey Dent playing as the main villain or main character was kind of weird, but that's okay. The Independence Day sequel was shit. I never saw it. Independence Day 1 when I was a kid scared the crap out of me, so no thank you.
Roger that. Attempting to
I'm not really even sure why. It should have never been made. Or didn't 90% of the cast like read the script and go no? Like the original cast. Yeah, they felt like they were trying to do Star Wars.
She's on board. We're out of here as soon as the wind dies down. Don't like the look of that mast.
Oh yeah, can't kill me now, can you? God.
Mast.
Fine. Fine then. Urgh. Be hyper aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Lift off in 45 seconds.
Oh, really?
30 seconds to lift off.
What we gotta do? What do I have to do?
15 seconds to lift off.
Got it, coach.
Okay, ready to lift off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I shot the cable. What nonsense faggotry is this? Gay! I shot all the cables.
Look at that mast. Look at that mast.
Go down.
Lift off in 1 minute.
I shot all 4 cables.
Lift off in 45 seconds.
At least I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, it's all 4 cables. They're all broken.
30 seconds to lift off.
What am I missing? Teach me your ways. What am I missing? Oh, there we go. Grenade the mast. Grenade launcher. There we go. The answer was bullets. The answer's always bullets. Ruh-roh. Well, they're about to have a bad day. Stay down! Timber! How does it feel to be crushed under the weight of your own inadequacy? Hell yeah. And this is the part where Max Payne dies? La Polizei! So this man just single-handedly like cleaned up all of Gotham City.
They were all dead. The final gunshot was an exclamation mark to everything that had led to this point. I released my finger from the trigger. And then it was all over. The storm seemed to lose its frenzy. The ragged clouds gave way to the stars above.
Max Payne, this is Deputy Chief Jim Bravura from the NYPD. We've got the building surrounded. Throw down your weapons and lie down with your hands behind your head.
A bit closer to heaven. The cops' voices were distant and muted.
Freeze! NYPD! Hold it right there!
My ghosts released me from their haunting. Down below, New York City glittered like diamonds on black velvet.
You gave us one hell of a ride.
Is he eating something?
Take him down to Central Booking.
You heard the man.
Woden was there in the crowd, standing by the sidelines. It wouldn't be over till the man with the patch would say so. He'd say the right words. I knew he would. He'd better. Woden grinned smugly. It was the grin of a winner. That made two of us.
I wonder if there's like different difficulties. You have a complete backstory. Because you've been unlocked for even further challenges. Ooh. Alright. So I'm wondering if there's different versions of the game's ending. Because I think there's different versions of the third one. And this would have been around the time when different endings and hidden endings were a thing. Do, 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 do. You know what's really funny? DC has been trying to get me to play this game for like a year. I finally play it. He doesn't show up for a single stream. Well, it sucks to suck, buddy. Oh well. Well, excellent game. I really enjoyed that. I very much enjoyed that. It very reminiscent of old school gaming. Very, very nice. I like the levels. The gunplay is a bit old, but that's okay. I still enjoyed it. There's still some weird stuff in there, like, hey, I'm gonna send a dude out there, one with a machine gun. Now tell me the Furby saga. You want the Furby? You don't want the Furby saga. I mean, come on. You don't really want the Furby saga. You just think that you do. I'm waiting for like the Thanos ending, right? Where there's like, oh, by the way, and then there was this, right? We never did find out what happened in Mona, which means that there's got to be more to this. I want the deep lore. You'll keep wanting the deep lore. Hold on, we never really actually found out what happened to Mona. She gets shot, and then she disappears. We don't actually know what happens to her. There's a sequel. Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, obviously there's a sequel. There's a Max Payne 3. Spoken like a true Democrat, myth. Not allowing the democratic process to work and telling the people what they want is not what you want. Yeah, that's the way it works. Let's see. What's this? The pressure's on is you only have a limited time to... Jeez, that sucks! Yeah, no thank you. Yeah, you only have so many minutes to play each level. Holy crap. Okay, here's what we're going to do in the meantime. We have some time, okay? So we're going to do what we should always do when times get tough and rough. Speaking of, I need to install Arkham Knight. I need to reinstall that game. I need to play that. But only after I beat the rest of them. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. You know what? As you said, I've beaten a New York Minute. That's bullshit. I've got an option. We could do the new Dawn of War, or we could do some Intravenous. I've got 20 or 30 minutes left. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to do some classic Dawn of War, the definitive edition? I have not played Dawn. This is a game I have not played in a very long time, it feels like. We can play some Intravenous. You need to revisit Total War. Yeah, but not 30 minutes is not enough time to play that. I mean, 30 minutes may not even be enough time to play Dawn of War. That's probably actually true. Dawn of War is not enough time. That's not enough time. Alright, let's just do some Intravenous. But yeah, no, I'll revisit Dawn of War eventually, or Total War eventually. It's just right now I've got only what 3 games in the pipeline that need to be played. I have to beat what's it called? What's that game called? It's Soul Reaver. I got to play Soul Reaver. Ham bought me that like feels like a year ago. Fokker just bought me Quantum Break, and then I've got Grey Hill Incident. I mean, there's just so many different games I've got left to play. Wait, why is the game not popping up? Hello Kitty Island Adventure? I mean, yeah. Apparently, hold on. Why isn't this popping up? It's in full screen. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm not... That's right. Okay, now let's fix this. There we go. Okay. I hear a bunch of typing and not very much gameplay. Shush! You shush your mouth. You shush your whore mouth. Right now. Wait, did he already beat Quantum Break already, or am I misremembering? No, I have not beaten that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who turned this off? Damn it! Where's my knife? Where's my knife? Fine! Damn it! You gotta beat the World of Warcraft on RuneScape. Oh, good lord. Is that? No, it's not. It's nothing. Just gotta crawl. Gotta crawl. Be very gentle with the crawling. No one's gotta know that I'm here. But no, I have not beaten Quantum Break. No, I've never played Quantum Break. Shh. Everybody be quiet. We don't know what's about to happen. What we do know is that there's lots of angry bad people and they want me dead. Also, I don't think my guy is wearing shoes, which is kind of weird. Oh, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. Oh, thank God. No YouTube of it. Yeah, I don't remember doing that. Let's see. Played on Kevlar. Pick that up. Now I've got to... Now they're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I'm sure they are. And I'm not interested. Thank you so much for the opportunity, though. Nope, 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 no, no, no. Jeez. Got him. Come on, let's do it again. Trip! Got him, coach. Whew, that was close. There we go. Yeah, no, he didn't do that one. I'm thinking about control. Yeah, I did control. I did do control. Jeez, there's so much light out there. Crap! No! Oh, crap. Oh, damn it. Oh. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Can't ever just leave stuff alone, can you? No, no, throw it. Oh my gosh, what even was that? I sit there and I like throw the knife. Nope. It's like the game knows when you kill somebody. Ow. But I already did this. What are you doing? Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't do this at all. Come on. Let's see. Come out, wherever you are. Nice and slow. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on. Come on. Just crawl over here as fast as you can. There we go. Just don't get caught. Oh, of course, they're gonna walk right on top of me. Son of a... Of course they are. Of course they are. Oh, this game is like a punishment in and of itself. And the whole purpose is to make everything horrible. Reminds me of Helldivers when I'm prone and hiding a patrol and walks right on top of me. Pretty much. Although, you know, I need to play Helldivers again. I haven't played that in a while. I really enjoy that game. For what it is, that game's a lot of fun. Jeez. Just look how many beefy boys are over there, just doing whatever they're doing. Please don't come to me. Please don't come to me. Go, 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 go! Made it. Nailed it. See, large building looks like it looks important. Food. Yummy food. Let's save again. But fine, I will tell the Furby story. At least I'll attempt to in the time that I've got left. So, if Mr. Guns and Knives is still here, once upon a time I had a lovely stepmother who was very evil, much like one of those princess stories. And she had lovely daughters that were absolutely awful. Absolutely awful people. Just drop you right over here. There we go. Oh snap, there's more of them. Okay, we're not going to do that again. And this lovely individual had two daughters who absolutely loved their Furbies. They loved them so much that they kept them so dear that they required their presence everywhere they went for the longest time. Now, that's not the problem, but eventually these lovely little darlings who drive me up a freaking wall, they decide that one day they don't want those Furbies anymore. So my sister and I, we don't get bedrooms in this house. No, 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 no. We get something far better. We get the guest room. The guest room contains essentially nothing, really. It's just 2 beds that are very uncomfortable, along with a lot of depression because they just use it as a storage room. So, of course, naturally, that's where you would want to put somebody. It's part of your family, obviously. And so, we are put in this room. Now, in the time frame between when we go back to visit my my dear stepmother and my father, my stepmother and her lovely, lovely daughters have decided that no, now is not the time to be considerate of others. No, now is the time to think about ways that we can just avoid dealing with Furbies. That sucks for him. I may have gotten shot, but I don't think they're all gonna come after me over here. You deserve all the Furbies. No. So, what ends up happening is that I walk into my quote-unquote room, and I am greeted with every inch of this place covered in Furbies. And I mean every inch of this place is covered in Furby. To the point where... No, I want to pick you up. Pick you up. No, I don't want to unload the weapon. I want to pick you up. Fine. You are now one with the floor. Excellent. Glad nobody heard that. Did seriously nobody hear that? Okay, well, that's fine. I guess I'll take that. So, literally the entire wall is covered now in Furbies. And not only the wall, now, again, I'm not always around them when this is going on. But here's essentially the skinny, is that these things start to break and have problems. And instead of dealing with this like an adult, where maybe, hey, let's throw them away, put them in storage. No. Let's put them at Myths and Myth Sisters' room. Because that's the appropriate response to all of this. Shh. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting people. Hell yeah. I am a freaking ninja. Oh, whoops. Oops. Huh. Well, I don't want to go get that because I don't know what's on the other side of that. So I'm going to go do this instead. So anyway, back to my point. This whole thing kind of comes to a head when I walk into my room and I am now, you know, dealing with, let's see, what's this? Oh, Mark 23. I already have a Mark 23. Never mind, I'm good. I'm good there. What's this? A Browning A5. You've not unlocked this weapon. I have now. It's a Browning, so of course I'm going to keep it. So, hold on. I have a feeling I have to do some talking here. There we go. Let's see here. Porn. More porn. Something about homemade bombs. Accomplice, you there? Yeah, what's up? I found some mentions of this shopkeeper the guy mentioned. What is it? They say there's a batch of sugar that's meant to be delivered to the shopkeeper back in the city. Sugar was a shopkeeper? Huh. That couldn't be any less subtle. This is the second time you've heard this nickname. Then I guess it's time to pay him a visit. I'm gonna make a copy of this stuff while I still have time. Alright, get back to it in one piece. I'll dig through it. Must be something interesting in there. Steve, you got reinforcements incoming. Oh, crap. I do? Where? I don't see him. Seems fine to me. Oh, crap. Up and over. Here we go. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Anyway, so now I want to kind of set the stage for this room, and I'll end on this. I'll end on the story. Okay, how about that? I'll end on the story. We almost made it. We almost made it. So I'll end on the story. So the way this room works is that when you walked in, there was 2 beds, and so the room is basically a square. Just to your right is a very tiny walk-in closet with a sliding shutter door. On opposite ends of this, with a night table in the middle, is 2 beds with I think it's a very light metal frame. Along the walls, and I mean all along the walls, are standalone shelves, and they are filled with Furbies. I mean, from every inch of this room now is covered in Furbies. The closet, which we would use to put our clothes and things like that while we were there, Furbies. On the chest of drawer, Furbies. In the shelves that are in the closet, Furbies. In the drawers, Furbies. On the floor, under the bed, Furbies. On the floor, next to the chest of drawers, Furbies. On the lower part of the table for the nightstand, Furbies. And these Furbies, not all of them worked very well. Why so many Furbies? Because these people loved their Furbies up until they hated them. And they hated them because of the reason that I kept hating them, which is the fact that they talk to each other. And so the problem is that these used an IR sensor along with some other stuff to talk to each other and to communicate with each other. Now, there is also 2 windows in this room. One, if you were walking right in the door, it is right in front of you where my bed was. On the other end, if you were to walk in the door and look to your right, it is in the far corner on the right-hand side. So there's 2 windows. So we are in a corner room, right? This room also is flanked by 2, not big oak trees, but big enough. They're young enough to where they're going to bend in the wind, but not so flimsy they're going to get knocked over, but just enough to make creepy, weird, flashes on the wall. So one night, my sister and I are, well, actually, I'll take it back. There is a feature of these Furbies where if you make noise, if you move, they respond. And so one of these had a meltdown, and he was high up on the shelves. And by the way, we are not allowed to touch these. These are not our toys. We are not allowed to move these under any circumstances. We are not allowed to touch them. We're not allowed to mess with them. These are not ours. We may do nothing about them. So when you walked in the door, because one of these things malfunctioned, it would just immediately start talking. And so when it starts talking, the ones next to it start talking. And then the ones next to those start talking. And then the entire room erupts in, ooh, ee, ah, ooh, yummy, yummy, tummy, tummy, for about 5 fucking ungodly minutes. And this was any time you set foot in that room, that one would go off because its sensor was just like hypersensitive or something. Chat, clip that. Go ahead, do it. Clip it. I don't even care. I'll even make it the tone when people subscribe. I'll even put a Furby up there. So Lord have mercy. So when we had to get in bed, we had to try and figure out how to get in the room without setting that Furby off. But the worst thing ever would happen though is that when rain would come, when any rainstorm, heavy rain came, they would hit the window pane like a baseball and just set them all off. There was nothing we could do about it. So it'd be like 10:30 at night. We're tired because this lady is insane. And she's like, we're going to go spend time directly staring at the sun for like 14 hours. Then we're going to come home and we're going to eat nothing but like essentially oatmeal. And we can have 2 bites of oatmeal. And then we go to bed. And wasn't that a fun day, kids? It's like, yeah, sure. For like, you know, the shit stuff. Well, sure, it was fun. But I mean, again, I can tell horror stories about her later, but this is more interesting for this. So I would then make my complaint saying, hey, look, like can we please do something about the Furbies? This is getting ridiculous. I understand that you're toys, but it's making it hard for me to sleep. I may not have said it so nice as that. But I was basically just like, look, I've always been raised. It's not my property. I can't do anything with it. No, fuck that. All those Furbies are going in the closet or the hallway. There's no room in the closet. I'm living out of a backpack. In my quote unquote room, I am living out of a backpack. No lie. When I went to go visit my dad and my stepmom, at this point, because literally every single inch of this room is now covered in Furbies and I'm not allowed to touch them, I am not allowed to do that. I am literally living out of a backpack. I can't even hang my clothes anywhere because as soon as I do, they all go off. And if the AC turns on and like one of the shirts dangles or something, it sets one of them off. Like that's how sensitive some of these things got near the end. Now, granted, some of them were funnier because whenever they, you know, eventually started going. Well, okay, I'm back. I'm amending the story slightly to tell you more detail than you need, but let's just put it this way. Some of the batteries on these things were running low, but more importantly, by the time the round robin of freaking Furbies went off, like by the time the last one started talking, it would set the first one off again. And so you had to wait for these things to go out of sync for them to stop talking, which meant at minimum 5 to 10 minutes of them speaking in their godforsaken language, talking to each other as they would all set each other off nonstop. And there was one night I said, I've had enough. And it was a night where there was a massive thunderstorm and I heard the thunder rumbling and my eyes shot open and I said, no, not again. I can't do this again. Because as soon as the thunderclap hit, of course, I hear the electronic eyes open up, and in the dark, I see these somewhat white pupils or somewhat white eyes open up and then go, ooh, ooh, let's play. And then the rest of them, I hear, and they all start waking up. I want to mail him a dozen. You are free to not do that. And this goes on for 15 minutes this time because it's a thunderstorm. It just keeps going. And it won't stop. And they don't stop because again, ideally they do have a rundown timer. I figured that out too. However, the rundown timer only works if it's not being engaged with by other freaking Furbies. And so and by the way, yes, you do hear muffled in the closet. You are hearing that while you're doing all this too. And you're hearing the ones that are running out of battery going. So you're hearing the high-pitched ones, the hypersensitive ones, the ones that are muffled in the closet, and the ones that are out and about on the shelves that are just dying, plus the ones under your bed. If you can't tell, I fucking hate these toys. I have a final solution for these Furbies. I essentially said I've had enough. And I looked at my sister, my dear sweet sister, and I said, that's it. I can't do it. I can't take it anymore. If I have to suffer this, then so does everybody else. And so I was like, if I can't sleep, I'm going to make this everybody else's problem. And I just said, okay. And I just got up on my bed, I went up to the shelf, and I just started grabbing Furbies left, right, and so I didn't care if they had batteries or they didn't have batteries. I was like, these are no longer going to be in my room. And I just started taking out every single Furby. And I just started planting them squarely in front of people's doors. because I'm cutting out parts of this because there's conversations that happen that lead up to this that are boring, but essentially it was, please let us find another solution for the Furbies. Let's put them in the garage. Let's put them there. No, we don't want them to get ruined. They're going to be valuable one day, just like your stupid Beanie Baby collection, Jennifer. Yeah, how's that working out for you? Your 6-foot tall Beanie Baby, whatever, like extravaganza collection. I don't even know. Outed your sister. No, it's not my sister that had Beanie Babies. It's my stepsister. She had what looked like a cake of Beanie Babies. Like, as it raised dices, where you have like the circular stand. Okay, she had a circular stand, and inside the circular stand is another circular stand, but smaller, and inside that circular stand is another smaller circular stand. She had that with lights. Furbies aren't worth anything. Let me guess, she loves cake too much. Jennifer, no. She was actually, well, I mean, she was I would say, I don't want to use the word chunky, but like back in the day, I would have considered her to be a little bit more full, but she wasn't like fat by any stretch of the imagination. Like, by modern days, she's very well within the normal ranges of normal. Back then, I would have considered her to be a little bit on the pudgy side, and when I say a little bit, I mean like, you could kind of go either way. But I found her personality far more repulsive than her looks by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, so she had her Furby collection, or not Furby, sorry, her Beanie Baby collection, which was on a lit dice, which was 4 or 5 layers of circular platforms layered on top of each other that get smaller as they go up, with lights on them that shone upon them. That's how spoiled this whore was. Sorry, I don't know if she was a whore. That's not nice. That's to show you how spoiled she was. And then she had similar like layered setups as like shelving. It was horrendously intricate, but her entire room was layered with Beanie Babies. Not even close to the point of the story. Anyway, so I start putting Furbies in front of people's doors. So I'm going to walk you through this. So if you walk out my door, right in front of me is a wall. I turn right, and there is a banister that goes straight across. So, if you look over it, you have the staircase going down. The staircase is in the center of kind of the room. I'm going to use air quotes for room. And it forms kind of a hallway on either side. On the right-hand side, there's 2 doors, which is the door, so 3 doors technically, including my room. This door in the middle is my stepbrother Jonathan's room, who is a absolute dick who eventually steals a firearm from somebody. Very, very good kid. I'm sure he grew up to be a very nice boy. Then beyond that is Jennifer's room, and Jennifer's room has quite literally the bed that doesn't fit with what do you want to call it? Like what's it called? It's a bed with like the veils on them. So like you have to literally open the veil to get into the bed. It's one of those things. How is it that you collect the shittiest family members? It's a fucking pastime. I have not spoken to these people in over, well, it's been so long. The last time I spoke to them was actually not much farther beyond this story, to be perfectly honest. I did not care for any of them. And the one that was the most, I guess, agreeable, just wanted nothing to do with us. But even then, she didn't hate us. But the other 2 hated us. Jocelyn, Jennifer, and Jonathan. Jonathan hated my guts because I was shitty. You may collect baseball cards. I, on the other hand, take family. Jocelyn was at least kind enough to not hate me outright. And Jennifer hated me for the sole fact that I was not part of her bloodline, and she was better than me based on that fact. There's other stories for her later on, but that's not... Let's just keep this going. So I then said, you know what, fuck faces. Although at the time I didn't curse at all, so I would have said like, okay, you dum-dums. you want to make my life miserable, I'm going to make your life miserable. So I took every Furby and I just planted them across the banister. And then I placed them, and Jennifer collects Furbies. She's not better than anyone. She collects Furbies and Beanie Babies and lots of other useless crap. But don't worry, she was babied like a princess. Anytime she wanted something, she got it. And she would always pretend like whatever she wanted was never good enough for her. So, one of those people. I'm sure that whoever she's married to now is very happy with her. I would stick 4 or 5 Furbies in front of people's doors. I put them all over the banisters. I put them I flanked the TV on either side. Let me kind of walk you through this. So the doors on both sides of my end of the hallway, I put Furbies 4 or 5 in front of those, and I layered Furbies across the banister. So one right next to each other, just in sequence. I then went to the other side of the staircase and layered that banister. On that side of the staircase, there's 3 other doors. One of them storage. One of them is Jocelyn's room, and I think another one of the rooms was. I hesitate to call it the fuck room, because I don't know if that's true, but it's a room that none of the children were allowed in, and it wasn't the bedroom. There's a story that goes along with that room later. We're going to skip that room, but I put Furbies in front of that room too, just to drive the point home. I then went downstairs, and I'm going to walk you through downstairs. So the downstairs, the staircase opens up into an open room. And so you get access to every room in the house from this room. There is nowhere this staircase doesn't go. So as you come downstairs, I basically just put more of them. I put more Furbies down there, and I put them on each step on the way down. I wanted them to know that I had had enough. I emptied my entire room of Furbies, and I placed them around the house, everywhere. Some of them were obvious, some of them were not. I hid them. I hid one of them in the couch. I hid one of them in the couch cushions at the corner, where like you'd have the most cushions, so you never know it was there. I hid one of them behind like curtains. I hid them everywhere that I could. I forgot where I hid them all. But, needless to say, the kitchen had a few that were in the cabinets. I had one that I actually stuck one in the dishwasher because I was like, fuck it. If they turn it on, I don't care. Although at this time I didn't say fuck it. I stuck one in the fridge. You hid them like Easter eggs. Well, it didn't start off with me hiding them. But I said, you know what? If you're going to make my life miserable, I'm going to make yours miserable. And so I basically finished putting everything together. Every single like window has at least 2 Furbies. Like I can't describe to you the number of Furbies. I did not even bother to count them. There were just so many of them. They had to shove them under the beds like they were freaking used socks of a 13-year-old kid that just discovered what the internet was. Like that's how many of them there were and how they treated them. There was so freaking many of these things. I stuck them in the garage. I stuck them in cars. I stuck them in cabinets. I stuck them in the movie holder. I stuck them in the DVD holder. They even had a DVD player. That was big money for me. I stuck them in. Also, by the way, these people were in swim teams, so I stuck them in swim bags next to their Speedos. Yay! I stuck them everywhere that I had access to. I wanted them to know how much I freaking hated these stupid little bears, or whatever these stupid egg-shaped cat duck thing. I don't even know, whatever they are. I hated these things, and they kept me up night after night after night, because if I twitched in bed, and I mean twitch, I mean if I rolled over, they'd all go off. If I sneezed, they'd all go off. If I coughed, they'd all go off. Now, imagine lying perfectly still on an uncomfortable bed like for a week. And anytime you move, you have the chorus of Furbies that go off. So yeah, no, I am kind of skipping stories. Myth, you are starting to sound like a Dr. Seuss character. I will not eat them with a hat. I will not eat them with a cat. I will not have them here or there. I will not have them anywhere. No, I go out of my way to make sure that they are going to be discovering Furbies for as long as I can make them. And during this thunderstorm, they all go off. And a lot of them are still close enough together where they're still going off, but now they can hear them. And so they're waking everybody else up. And they get mad at me because they say, you're being disrespectful. You're being rude to everyone in the house because you, sir, have taken all these Furbies and placed them where it's going to bother people. And I was like, yeah, people, huh? They're going to bother people, like real people, right? Not like, you know, the people that are sleeping in this room or anything, right? Not those people. Yeah, those are the colored folk. And to which, again, I didn't say it quite like that, but I was like, yeah, people, huh? It bothers, I tell them now you get my experience. Well, I did. I was like, this is what I experience every night. And their response was, that's not an excuse. Because, of course, whatever excuse they would use, I was not allowed to use. Of course. They were the only real people in the house. Wait, you're colored? No. Well, actually, technically I am. I do have a hue. It's just not black. Myth, probably. Yeah, exactly, Myth. These might actually affect someone who is not the help. Go fuck yourself is the follow-up. They saw us that way. My sister and I, whenever we were there, we weren't allowed to play. We weren't allowed to. We're not like, you know, my sister's older than I am. Like, we would not. So they had a trampoline, and at the time I had never like really been on a trampoline. We weren't allowed to use the trampoline when they were on the trampoline. That's how bad. Whenever they were doing something, we were never allowed to interact with them or engage with them. Like, we were allowed to sit at the same table with them when they allowed it during dinner time. Like, I'm shitting you not. These people were the most elitist fuckbags in the whole world, and they had no right to be because one, the women were not that pretty. Two, they were not that wealthy. Three, they weren't wealthy at all. Four, they were so entitled to literally everything to the point where they would actually take the liberty to go digging through our stuff to see if there was something that they liked. And it was at this point that I figured out that I could take the locks off of my travel bags, like my actual, like if I'm going on a plane or something, and they fit my little, what was it called? My JanSport double zipper bag. So then if I zipped everything up and then locked it, they couldn't unlock it. Which, by the way, they got mad at me for that too. Like, how dare you? Like, why do you think we're gonna steal your stuff? And I was like, you literally have. It's like, I have less than you, and my stuff's not as cool as yours, and you've literally stolen from me. I don't know what you're doing. But they eventually move all the Furbies back into our room because I'm being completely unreasonable. And so I said, okay. And so then I just kept moving them out of the room. They were allowed to move them back in, but I was always like, I would just move them back out. Finally, my dad, after me doing this the fourth time and me defiantly, you know, digging my heels in saying, I will go to war over this, finally goes, can we please find a way to put them like in a box or a bucket or something? That way we can, you know, obviously this is causing a problem. Can we fix this in a way that doesn't involve us going to war with each other? To which, of course, everyone's response was no. And my dad, trying to keep the peace, was like, okay, how about I take care of them and we'll go forward from there. To which I don't actually know where they ended up. If they're going to be worth something, pull the batteries and stop wearing them down. He didn't do that. I don't actually. Hold on. What did he do with them? I think they just ended up in like a Tupperware box, like one of those big plastic bins. I don't know where they went after that because they eventually did leave the room. But I think like that would have been the last time that I stayed there because that was around the time that I literally told my dad, and my dad was actually kind of figuring this out too, that the woman that he had married was absolutely out of her mind insane, where she would wake us up at 3 o'clock in the morning to wash windows. And I'm not shitting you. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning on a summer day to wash windows, and she was fully dressed and acting spasmodic as hell. I would have just pulled the batteries and thrown them away. You can't pull the batteries. You can't do that with those. At least not. Okay, take it back. You can. I just didn't have a jeweler's screwdriver, nor did anybody else have one in the house, which is why the batteries that were running down were still there. So, yeah. But no, unironically, I might have tried to sneak one into the trash every time I needed to be changed. I mean, look, I'm not trying to, like, as much as I hated them, I didn't want to throw away somebody else's stuff. It's just kind of my nature. I don't want to ruin somebody else's stuff. I don't want to break somebody else's stuff. I just want to not be bothered by it. So that was that. And that is the Furby saga, really. which again, there are multiple sagas of that family. I mean, I can't describe to you how much that family sucked. I am so glad that my dad divorced that lady, because just her children are insufferable, or were insufferable, and she was doubly that. Get a screwdriver, then flip one battery around. Did they not have an attic or a basement? No. Well, if they had an attic, I never knew about it. But then again, I wasn't in that house that often, because every single day they had something planned. And literally, believe me when I tell you, those days, the average day with them was me sitting around in the sun for 16 plus hours. We would get up before the sun rose. We would be out doing things, because she jammed her kids into so many different extracurricular activities, and then ban us from ever participating in them. So like, there was one day where they did swim team, and I sat on, like, there was an open pool, by the way. So like, there's another open pool. They're doing swim practice, and I'm like, I can swim. And her response was quite literally, "No, I don't trust you in a pool." I'm like, I'm 12, and I could reach the. What does that even mean? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, there's an open pool and everything. No. That's not for you. That's for kids that go to school here. It's like, it's right there. It's literally blistering hot out. Meanwhile, her kids could have water. I was not allowed to have water. Like, this is the kind of person that this is, right? That's the kind of person that my dad married. And I looked at my dad and I was like, the fuck did you do? You know? But yeah, she would drag us around for like 14 hours a day. Now, just to give you another idea of what she thought fun was, we hiked the desert. And when I say we hiked the desert, I mean my sister and I were dropped off in the desert with her children, and we walked the desert as her and my dad drove to the next stop, and we walked the desert. Like, I'm glad that I at least understood in some part how to read a map. Because I was like, okay, here's where we stopped. Here's where he dropped us off. Here's where we're going. I have problems not choking the life out of dummies like that. As long as you have water and some clothes shade, it's fine. No, we didn't. We had nothing. She literally dropped us off for quote unquote a bathroom break, and then said, "We're driving on to the next spot. You kids meet us there." Did they just have water in the desert? No, they didn't. No, they did not. As a matter of fact, I had a singular water bottle for, I'm pretty sure, once every 2 days. Sounds like my parents, but they left me at the fire station. Unfortunately for them, I remembered the way back. My dad was okay with this because she would constantly lie to him. Like, oh, the kids wanted to hike to the next stop, kind of rough it outdoors. I would find out that I said this later going, I did? That's interesting to me. It's like, hey, we're going to go do a pee break. Okay, cool. We're in the desert. So you get out, you just go behind the at the time, like the little RV, you just find some privacy, pee. Nope. And then when we left, we were never allowed back in. And she says, oh, y'all are going to go to the next stop. Y'all are going to hike it. It's about a 6-mile walk. But you'll be okay. And then me and your dad will be there waiting for you. And then just closes the door, locks it, drives away. And then she would tell my dad, whatever, if you're 12, I'm not going to let you hike that solo. Well, that's the thing. It's too late. It's like the kid, because her son was older and, very responsible, and then they'll be safe. And again, it's a different time. I think my dad was just trying to, honestly, keep that relationship together after the failure of him and my mom, to be perfectly honest. But either way it goes. He let her get away with borderline murder with us, because I think he just really wanted that relationship to work out. He didn't want to go from a failed marriage to a failed marriage. And I was like, well, if it fails, it's not your fault. I promise. I really promise you. No, but this is the kind of person that my dad remarried. And I even to this day, I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? What was wrong? Did you not have any red flags? She's like, no, there were a lot of them. And I was like, why? Why would you do this? I'd rather be single than be with a woman I hate. I don't think that he considered himself to hate her. It was only after I told him how much I hated her, I think that gave him permission to hate her too. Like, it's really weird. It's very weird. because it was only at that point that we really started having a conversation, and I was like, I have yet to experience a scenario where I would be excited to see her. Like she never ever bothered to to make any kind of connection. We were a burden, which again I understand. I'm not her kid, but she married somebody with kids, so get the fuck over it. And so I was like, I'm literally tired of being treated like the help. Like literally, I'm not allowed to have the food they eat sometimes because it's not for people like me. Like, I mean, I'm not shitting you. This is the language they used. There was a time whenever I actually got the wrong plate that was handed to me by one of them. And because it was the wrong plate, I had to feed it to the dog. I was not allowed to have their food. Like, this is the level of elitism these people had. Like, I shit you not. Like, this, and I was like, you know what? I don't want your food. I'll just snack on, like, Honey Nut Cheerios, and that'll be it. And they gave me, what was it? I would have smothered those fuckers in their sleep. The funny thing about that is that they all locked their doors at night because they were smart. Because that thought had occurred to me. You were lower than the dog? Yes. Their stupid dog called Jewel. Their little rat dog that if you pet it too much, it would pee. If you made it too happy or too excited, it would pee itself. And it was not house trained, because why would you house train the dog? You can't lock a standard interior door from me at that age. I didn't have a bobby pin or a push pin or anything like that to pop the lock. But holy crap, man. It would have been Hannibal Lecter up in there, because I'd have been like, you people don't deserve air. Yeah, no, like those people were awful. These people were awful, awful people. They were thieving, elitist bastards that were, I would say they were the worst forms of 30K millionaires. They wake up with a mouthful of dirty sock. Yeah, more like dirty underwear. I would have shoved that in their mouths. Oh, yeah, no. It astounds me how long they were together. Short and shove. There you go. Just, hey, there you go, buddy. No, but like the desert trek was probably one of the worst ones too, because the desert trek, we also didn't do laundry because we were hiking, and I think I told part of the story before where we hiked up a mountain in the desert, and we were supposed to walk up the mountain, down the mountain, or because there's like a little basin at the top, so up the mountain, down into the basin, and then over across the other mountain. And of course my dad and my stepmom didn't do that at all. They just left us to do it. Like, that's the kind of crap they would do to us all the time. Her version of quote-unquote vacation was essentially, hey, how long can you survive without any resources or knowledge of how to survive in this environment? Like, I don't know how to survive in I still don't know how to survive in the desert. How often do I go to the desert? I don't. You should have done what the Mafia did in The Godfather with the horse, but with the dog. Not really, but it would scar them. Jewel was a little rat dog who, as much as I did not like her, it had nothing to do with her and had everything to do with her owners. And because at the time I was actually really big into saving animals, I wanted to kick that dog so bad, but it had nothing to do with the dog. I knew it's not the dog's fault. It's not the dog's fault because her owners are shitty. It's her owner's fault for literally not house training her. I was not allowed to house train the dog, by the way, because I was trying to get her to, no, when you gotta pee, you gotta go outside, and there's the doggy door. Nope. It's always the dog's fault. Yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah, no, that little, what was it? It's like a little chihuahua. Is it a Chihuahua cross or something like that? I don't even know. It was white with brown spots on it. That's all I know. But it was too big to be a Chihuahua, but it was like a Chihuahua mix or something like that. It was a small little rat dog. But yeah, like, you could not pet it. If you pet it, it would pee. Most Chihuahua mixes are shit. Yeah, it's a terrible dog. Plot twist, Myth was actually the one to pee at the house, and he just blamed the dog. I probably should have done that. I would have been happy to say that I did. However, I did not. But no, I have many, many stories about this family and how absolutely borked their minds were. I can't fathom this. I just can't fathom them in the modern day. Like, they have got to be some of the most insufferable people on the face of the planet, and I'm sure they all married very wealthy because of the way they think. Take shits on the carpet, yeah, and do the butt walk. Just do the butt walk, man. I remember. No. So eventually, I remember this. Eventually, they moved into a different house, or we moved into a different house because the first house wasn't good enough for them. So they moved into a different house where their friends lived in the same subdivision. I shit you not, that's the reason. We had to move because their friends didn't live in our subdivision. I'm not shitting you. Which is the worst fucking reason to move, but we moved. But there wasn't any room for my sister and I. So my sister double bunked with the girls, and her son would not allow me in his room. Now, again, granted, I'm just a kid. I don't know. I'm like, I'm like 12. It's like, I'm not old. It's not like I'm sitting there like, doing teenager shit. No. He just refused to ever allow me in his room. Ever. Period. So they decided to put a futon couch for me in the main living room where they would walk, where they would talk, they would yell at each other, they would watch movies, and I just had to sit there and just pretend like it didn't happen. To the point where they would even throw their book bags on my bed because it was convenient. Like, these are the most inconsiderate people that I think I've ever met in my entire life, and that's saying something. Like, these were disgusting human beings. Trailer trash doesn't quite come to it because they were just so inconsiderate that they were just it's like a caricature, really. It is like what a TV show would show somebody who's just entitled. And I've never met somebody like them ever since. The only thing I can think of is that they absolutely hated me and my sister because we were not part of their bloodline. That's the only thing I can think of as to why they treated us that way. And my sister got different treatment, but I can't remember a lot of the stuff that she got. I was too busy focused on my own shit. Like having to feed the dog my food and then being told, no, because you got the wrong plate, that's your fault. You have to eat something different now. And I was like, there's still plate. What? It's that I would just raid the kitchen because, my bed would be next to the kitchen. Like, all right, I guess I'll just go have the cake you have. Oh, no, what happened to it? I guess the dog got into it. So what do y'all left the fridge door open or whatever? Why is the pantry open? I don't know, but there's Cheerios everywhere. Anyway, see, my pain is y'all's gain, but we are going to come to an end tonight because I'm a sleepy boy and I need to go to bed because I've already lost enough sleep as of yesterday. Hugsmith, you've been through a lot in your childhood. Oh no, sir. This is Baby Town Frolic. We haven't even begun to. Here's the thing. I don't share the super fucked up stuff. I don't share that. Stop blaming me for your choices. I really haven't shared the super fucked up stuff. I've shared the funny stuff. I've shared the weird stuff. Then there's the super hyper weird, stuff that people usually go to therapy for. I haven't touched on that stuff yet. Maybe on Wednesday when we're doing some Dawn of War. Wait, there's worse stuff. Brother, you have no fucking clue. You have no clue. You have no fucking clue. Okay, here's the thing. On Wednesday, I'm going to play some Dawn of War on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will, if y'all want to, because here's the thing. I don't want to share stuff that's just like, wow, this is so fucking dark. There's a reason I call it Myth Semi-Cursed Life. I won't share with you all the deep, dark trauma, like the traumatic stuff that took me some of them actually fucked me up a little bit. Because by this point in my life, I've seen and experienced some pretty messed up stuff. But by this point, I can share some more messed up stuff. I don't necessarily want to share like the really, really dark stuff, not because I don't want to share it. It's just because there's nothing funny about it. There's nothing weird about it. It's just like, the fuck is wrong with people? What is wrong with these people? Or like, wow, that's like, it's just dark and people don't know what to say about it, right? Like the poop house. The poop house is a funny story. It's funny because it's so freaking weird. Or let's see, I can't think of any right now. Just the poop house is the first one that comes to mind. Or Or the lesbian that hits on me like all the time, like for real. Like that stuff's funny. It's weird. It's funny, but it's weird. But like I don't talk about the super fucked up stuff. The poop house, yeah, it's a long story. It's a long story. I told it the first time I told it was the first time I played Division 2, and it took like 45 minutes. It takes 45 minutes, the short version, because I really got to walk you through the horror of that place. There's a lot of stuff that's really fucked up that has happened in my childhood. That's why whenever I became an adult and I was on my own, I said, I want boring. Lesbians hit on you, you are a silver-tongued devil. No, not the kind you want, brother. This is not porno lesbians. These are everyday. Well, I mean, she wasn't like terrible to look at, but she had gained weight by that point. Bull dykes. I mean, they weren't that bad either. I mean, she became a lesbian, and when she became a lesbian, she was gaining weight. That was the problem. But anyway, that's another story. No, I'll share another. I'll share a really messed up story on Wednesday. That's just like, wow, that's fucked up, and this family is absolutely out of its goddamn mind. And I agree. I agree with you entirely. My family was out of their freaking minds. Like they were out of their gourds. But yeah, those are stories for another time. In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful night. I hope you all enjoyed the story of the Furbies, the saga of the Furbies. And I will leave you with ooh ee ah, yummy yummy tummy. That's all I have left to say. Have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take it easy, guys.